Hello, my name is Carrie Lentz, and I'm the District Vice President for Edmonton East at TD Canada Trust. TD is very proud to sponsor Eric's New Women's chapter of the Career Mentorship Program. This program will feature a series of modules designed with women in mind for professional growth and personal wellness. Please check back each month for new and exciting installments. Enjoy!
Our economy is changing. We are not an economy of presence, FaceTime anymore. We're an economy of deliverables. Do this project, do that project, deliver this product, get in touch with that client. Like the work is already packaged in single examples. So that can be done from home because we are delivering specific packages. If it takes you 7 hours, it takes you 7 hours. If it takes you 30 minutes, it takes you 30 minutes. But the economy is changing. We're more of a gig economy. Gig is a term that musicians use. Oh, I got a gig at the wedding of whoever. A gig is you get hired to do an event, right? This economy is turning into a gig economy. We're already asked to do package things, and you can do them from whenever. You don't have to be in the office 40 hours a week anymore. Some bosses like that, but that's not how work has evolved. So the gig economy is matching the online economy because we can do it whenever. Some people work very well at night. They do it very well. And they prefer that than having to work in the morning. So this gig economy, online economy is allowing you to work when you work at your best, except for the meetings, of course, you have to log in for the meetings. But your boss is not gonna care that you finished a report at 2:00 in the morning on a Tuesday. And the email came at 2:00 on a Tuesday. No, but you're not available at 9:00 in the morning because you did it 2:00 in the morning. So it's a challenge. We have to get used to it. We've only had 9 months to get used to it, but other people had already been doing that for 10 years. So to them, it was normal. It was a shock for the rest of us who really like going to the office and dressing up and having coffee or water in the water fountain or going for lunch. But no, I think it is very possible to have efficiency if you account for the lack of interruptions too. You're not getting interrupted as much. There's nobody saying, oh, the printer's broken, or somebody coming in and say, how's your day? And then they start chatting you up, which is good for mental health, socializing, but the interruptions slow down your mental work. It takes about half an hour for the brain to get back to that same intellectual progress place when you get interrupted, even if it's 5 seconds. So I think it's possible. Some people have a hard time with it. They need to be more closely managed, but others are doing very well. Before COVID, when we had online meetings, if we heard a dog bark, we'd be like, oh, that person didn't go mute, right? Now we have entire babies being breastfed during meetings. Our own expectations have changed. So we as humans have grown up. Before we got bothered when people interrupted a meeting online, now it's totally normal. And we go, sure, no problem, we'll wait. This baby's crying, right? Or the dog is barking, or the dog jumped the fence. They have to go chase the dog and get it back. Or there's a fire truck sounding in the back of the audio. So interruptions are normal now, as long as there's not too many, right? You have to have a proper plan. People can tell that the interruption is a surprise to you. But if it's a normal interruption thing, they're like, why didn't you plan for it? There's 7 of us, let's do this quickly. So I get really good at the technology. I know exactly where the mute button is. So as soon as a kid opens the door, I hit mute. I'm getting good at the technology with the camera, off camera. The second somebody is coming in and they're gonna come because they're not gonna stop when I say stop, I turn the camera off, right? So I'm getting good at pushing those 2 buttons really quickly. There's been stories online, I'm sure you've seen them, of people that left their camera on and their audio on to go to the bathroom. And they brought the laptop with them to the bathroom. So yeah, that I don't do that. I'm an expert at my mute and my camera off. And also at texting, I know how to find the chat in whatever platform we're using, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Groups, WebEx. What's the other one I used the other day? Discord. Like, people are actually having meetings in all these platforms. I need to know where those buttons are. Off camera, off sound, and chat. In the chat, I say BRB, be right back. Need 5 minutes. People understand, but it cannot be a regular interruption. Like, you have to train your family to understand that if you don't get this job, because it could be a job interview, if you don't get this job, you don't pay for food, you don't pay for toys. And to our partners too, if I don't complete this and I don't get a job, you have to support all of us with one salary. So we need to explain to people the consequences of women not being able to participate in the workplace or participate in their education. And that's the message you have to give them. And then if you get interrupted by surprise, because emergencies do happen, the best thing is to know the technology, off camera, mute, and I'll be right back. You fix the family crisis and then you come back. Or if you cannot really continue, you tell your teacher or your boss, I will watch the recording of this training, but I need to take care of something here. Yeah, they understand more. They do. Well, we need to be creative. I have a friend that got let go from her work in April. So right after the lockdown, the first lockdown. And she was trying to get into the same kind of business, the same kind of job, but those jobs are gone. There's entire industries that have shut down, right? Others have switched their way, like restaurants that did not have online delivery before the lockdown had to get it. Otherwise they were gonna flounder, right? So you have to be creative. One of the things that I discovered is that you can still do your kind of job, your kind of work, the thing you're good at, but you have to find an employer that can let you do it online. And also do it in a remote way, or kind of like the gig economy I was talking about. I'm not gonna be in your office, but I'm gonna be in my home and I'll do it at home, right? So you have to find those employers that will accept that. If your business, your career skills are not needed, because some people just can't find work, like dancers, for example. Dance companies, theater companies have to shut down. So if they didn't switch to online, selling concerts online, selling theater plays online, then they're in trouble. So you have to switch careers to something that's actually needed. I've had people become food delivery drivers. So they're in charge of food delivery, and others are product delivery. So they actually work for Amazon delivering packages. I've had people do the thing that they always like to do, sewing, fixing things. Now they are mobile units. So they are carpenter on call, or a seamstress on call. And you work in your van and you go from house to house doing these things. You have to get creative. It's just to sit there to wait for the economy to change. You're gonna wait for a long time. The economy is probably changed for forever. It's not gonna be the same as before. And we need to be creative. One other thing that I like is people are starting to create their own media sites. So if they know how to speak Chinese, they're teaching people Chinese online. They have their own YouTube channel. They put free videos to get people interested. If you know how to speak 7 languages, you should be making a ton of money. If you speak 7 languages, you should be making a ton of money. You should have your own channel, your own YouTube channel. People pay to watch your videos, or you coach people online, if you know how to make websites, like all these things can be taught online. We need them taught online. For example, I have a lot of friends that are writing their PMP exam. PMP means Project Management Professional. So they're writing their PMP exam before December 31st because the exam changes dramatically in January. They are desperate for online PMP instructors. So my friends who were teaching face-to-face, now they have to get a channel. They have to get organized because the demand is high. So it needs creativity. We're stuck at home. We need somebody to fix our shoes. We need somebody to fix our dresses. We need somebody to paint our house. And that comes with the ability to have an online presence that people can find you. And you'd be amazed. You may be able to do the thing you really wanted to do, your dream job, but the old economy didn't accept it. Now you get to do it. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities out there. For example, in Colombia, there's a term for the action of waking up in the morning and not knowing where your money's gonna come from. Like there's a word for that. El rebusque, right? You go wake up in the morning and you go find a way to make money today. And that is very helpful in this economy because so here's what immigrants have. We have two brains, right? We have the Canadian brain, following the Canadian culture rules, and then we have the immigrant brain, whatever country we come from, and those rules. They do not match. Those two brains are at odds with each other. We just turn them on and off, like the light. Light on, light off, right? Now with this economy, we can leave the other brain on longer. We don't have to shut it down for the meeting. I was in engineering, so when I was designing pipelines, I left both brains on because sometimes when you have the perspective of another culture, another country, another economy, it helps to improve your business ideas, right? So I left both brains on. Now that I'm teaching from home, I teach in 4 different universities, 2 different languages. The immigrant brain is on most of the time because I have to be brave. I have to market myself and sell myself.